Well, here we are in an Imperium Universalis, a wonderful, great mod that has been around for as long as I've played EU4, honestly. It is a wonderful mod that has been discontinued as of like 1.28, I believe, but has recently been picked up, hence why we're playing it today in 1.30. There is a Discord that you can join if you have any questions about it. The mod is set to be released, I believe, Sunday the 21st of February, so if you guys have not already, check out the link in the description below with this mod for the Steam Workshop, and if you want to join the Discord, you can join the Discord. This is just going to be a one-off video where we're going to go through, we're going to be playing as Rome, of course, Imperium Romanum, of course, why wouldn't we? Doing a little bit of showcase of a few of the mechanics that you can expect to see in the game. There's a couple of bugs that I ran into, but I've talked to the devs and they seem pretty confident that they fixed a lot of them. They have a few playtesters that have been handling a lot of this stuff. Obviously, whenever you port a game from an older version to this one, there's bound to be bugs because there's bugs that get created when the devs update the game. So if you guys are excited for this, please do show your support, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to support us, we have our Patreon linked in the description below. But let's get into Rome. This is an old favorite mod of mine from way back in the day, way before I was a content creator, or at least before I was a content creator that anybody knew about. Just to name a few things that have been updated in this new patch, which is being updated for 1.30. The Cossacks are now elephant units that you can get with the Elephant Domestication Institution and an Elephant Trade Good Province. So dynamic integration of them, which is pretty sweet. Manchu Banners are now citizen units used unique to the Greeks and unlocked in certain government reforms. It says Greeks is what they told me, but we actually have them as the Romans, which is really cool. Obviously, we're going to be playing as the Romans today. There are new ADD groups with more focus on naval gameplay, which is cool. Obviously, at this time, it felt like the sea was massive for these people because they didn't really, expand a whole lot early on, especially in these really ancient times. The development system has been completely reworked, where provinces will grow organically. There is no development now, it's pops, right? Kind of like an imperator sort of setup. You have slaves, you have commoner, and you have upper class. This is not slaves, this is tribal. And then you actually have a slave population as well that's linked to events in war. You can gain them and lose them during war, and then you get income based on them, which is really sweet. Your prosperity, terrain, and buildings will increase or decrease pops accordingly, and certain events like earthquakes can reduce pops. Obviously, if people think about earthquakes or famous volcano eruptions that reduced a lot of these cities' ashes in ancient times. Very interesting stuff. There's also a whole new set of buildings, if you take a look over here. A lot to get into. There's new institutions. There's unique ship and regiment units for Greek, Roman, and Chinese units. Yes, you heard it here. You can go now play over in ancient China, which I don't believe was in the mod before. I might be wrong, though. There's also new unique trade goods, a technology tree that has all been reworked to fit the ancient era. So there's a lot of really interesting stuff that we're going to be exploring today, and I'm excited. And we're going to be starting as none other than Rome. That being said, there's plenty of options. You don't have to play as Rome. There's a lot of other tags in the game that you can play as. There's Carthage, of course, in their infant stages, same with Rome. There's also, if you take a look at the Great Powers list here, Assyria, Egypt, Chu, Chi, Babylonia. Oh my gosh, so much cool stuff to get into. We're at 14 devs, so we are by no means a great power, but we're going to do what we can here. So starting off, we're going to do our usual stuff. We'll rival some people who have rivaled us. Capua, and preferably people that are close to us that we can take over early on. These guys right here, Latium. I believe we're going to attack them soon, so let's rival them. And Capua. And then a couple of national decisions. We can run a census, which tells us we have 28,000 slaves. Cool. The Roman census of 145. Income goes, we probably can't really afford any of these advisors, but they all have been reworked. We have I can't pronounce any Latin stuff, so this, I'm not even going to try. This is our religion. And so, leaders, the upkeep, advisor costs. So many of these guys give multiple bonuses, which is really cool. Global trade power and trade efficiency, naval engagement with and morale of navies. So it seems like your advisors are much more impactful, which is interesting because I would consider them quite impactful in base game E4 as well. So a lot of really interesting stuff to get into. Our religion is kind of like a Confucianism of sorts. You can syncretize with other religions, and quite cool stuff. You can build hunters now, or skirmishers, which are essentially cannons in this mod. Back row. More damage from the back row. Very interesting stuff. Low Crownland. So estates have been completely reworked, and they are a work in progress. According to the version that they gave me, there's some placeholder text and stuff like that. So disregard that. It should be resolved for your campaigns, like this stuff here. Just ignore this. So we have our completely unique mission tree. Well, not completely, but most of this is unique. The Latin Wars, Embrace the Workshop, the Road to Ostia. So there's lots of interesting stuff. Obviously, all roads lead to Rome. And a lot of it is concentrated on, you know, getting everybody worked out around here. So we're definitely going to be consolidating our local region. Crownland is definitely going to be a little bit harder to deal with, and these guys want to be disloyal, so we're going to do what we can to keep them loyal. Like right off the rip, it's going to take some time, but I think we're going to be okay. And once we build up to our force limit, it is my hope that we can get to war with a couple of our neighbors here. We need to find an ally. Looks like this Picnium or Picenum wants to be our friend, so I will ally them. And ideally, we could get another ally, preferably somebody strong to the south. Doesn't look like these guys are our neighbors, so not going to happen. But we'll see what we can come up with here. Let's roll some generals here. 77 is a little expensive. Let's make our military guy as well. Not very good generals, but we're going to try to go to war here. Border conquest, so CBs have been entirely reworked. We're going to call this guy in on Promise of Territory, maybe give him a province over here. And we're going to confirm that. Let's head on in. And I reckon, oh, very good. So that was quite the quick one. So this is mountains. I actually don't want to fight them over here, but they're low morale. So I think we can probably track them down here. And we should be able to wipe them. I'd be very surprised if we didn't. Nice. So we lost 3,000 to their 8,000. We have control of this siege, so let's head on up here as well. And there we go. There's one more ally down to the south here, but I'm not too worried about them. So let's just piece these guys out separately. I could get some money from them. How much money could I get from them? No. I think I'd rather just have them out of the war. We have a new heir. Gnaeus. I don't know how he pronounces it, but he's a 343, which is okay. It's, you know, a little bit better than the current ruler we have, Romne Tarquinius. So I'm cool with that. I am cool with that. And it looks like these guys have not been able to get mill access. So, yeah, we're just going to have to wait it out and get the peace deal here in a moment. All right, so our peace deal is here. All we need to do is accept this peace. +1 reason, so we might as well get a free ducat from it as well. Gives us 0.1 prestige. We integrate these guys. They're going to be a little upset because I promised them land. That's unfortunate, but, you know, what are you going to do? I'm not giving it to them. And so that will break my alliance with him. So let's rival this guy here, this Volsinia dude. Where are they at here? Volsia. And I will core you up, and that will allow us to... Wait, once we get a core on this, we'll be able to get a some claims through our mission tree here, right? Claims on the Latium area, which is this, which will give us permanent claims on both of his provinces here. And I was looking, if we were to declare war on him, his ally would not help. So it looks like they just wouldn't in general, which is great for us. So let's make sure that these guys like me. Improve relations with them, and we can take them on 1-to-1 as long as they don't have superior numbers than us, and we can probably fight in the hills and maybe find some good fights. I think we can make this work. All right, I think it is about time that we attack our neighbors. So they have 1 unit more than I do. I don't think it's going to be a huge issue. Let me see here. I wanted to make sure that we have a fort defense guy, or fort defense / siege ability. This is a incredible general right here, or dude. Let's go down to speed 4 here, and this will allow us to get the permanent claim on the Latium area. So we can use, instead of this border conquest, which gives us a ton of aggressive expansion and 300% cost, we'll be able to use a regular claim. So as soon as we're up to our regular amount of morals, we will attack for conquest. This guy will join in. No big deal. I think we're okay. This is grasslands as well, so even if he's a couple days late to reinforce, very good. Let's come over here and wipe out his army. And let's catch these guys over here in Roma. Should be pretty straightforward. Oh, yes. With our superior advantage, our superior Roman infantry or whatever, you know. So now you just spread out, and we need to occupy a couple of provinces here, and it should be pretty straightforward. All right, it is an utter victory. I'm going to annex all of it. It's only 15 Diplo, 52 admin, 14 overextension or aggressive expansion, and 20 ducats, which will give us 0.06 inflation. No big deal. Our realm grows larger. Now we can't rival our guy because we just annexed our rival, which is pretty great. The Conquest of Latium, which gives us permanent claims on this whole state. So looks like we're going to have to start making our way down here, working our way around these. That's the bad thing about having so many tags here in Italy. There's a lot of alliance networks here. Look at this. He's allied to these two dudes. So if I were to attack him, yeah, they would have me severely outnumbered. What about you guys? 17,000, 11,000. This is tough. We'll see how we can make this work. We can now upgrade our government rank. So we are no longer a city. We are now a minor state, which gives us what sort of bonuses? I'm actually not entirely sure. So we start off as an aristocratic monarchy, which gives us leaders without upkeep and nobility influence. Okay, so if we click this guy here, does it say anything about being a city here? Yes, so city gives us a bunch of negative malices, apparently. So this will give us bonuses of what? Okay, possible relations, so it frees up some extra slots. We can now hire mercenaries, and our national cooldown focus is reduced. Very cool. Also, I conquered some land up here because we were bored, and we're just working on coring up all this stuff. We're going to end up having some rebels, and I don't want to get overextended in war while we're fighting rebels, so we're just kind of sitting back and hanging out waiting. So our next mission here, this road to Ostia, which gives us some commoner population in Ostia and mercantilism, requires that we have roads in Ostia and Roma. So they're a little expensive, but I'm going to get started on that. Should be good. So this is a nice thing. So we currently have a regency because our dude died, sadly. So we have a bit of a regency, but it's a queen regency, so it's not a huge deal. But apparently the years have passed, and Neas is now old enough for a proper education, so we can choose on what we want to give him. I think I'm going to focus on military because getting as ahead on mil tech as possible is going to be really good. This mil tactics advantage, though it may look small, you have to remember that's a huge, huge thing. So that's really exciting. So I think it's about time we started to get some vassals up here in the north, vassalize these not quite barbarians, but barbarians nonetheless. So this guy here looks like it might be a good use because he's got 2, 5, and then his ally up here has another 4. As long as they're separated, I think it's okay. So we're going to attack him. We're going to march on down, see if we can wipe out these smaller stacks. As long as we can catch them out separately, we will be more than fine. So these guys up here are hiding. This is grassland, so it's perfect. Good fight for us. And that should be a pretty... Remember, we have that mill tactics advantage now that we took tech for. So very good. Catch these guys here. And all of those guys are wiped. We are the Romans, after all. So, ideally what we do here is, these guys are going to be popping some men out of the ground. Ideally we come up here, yes, wipe his army. And then we leave behind any stack. A small stack is preferable, like a 0 stack. That way he can't build any more men. We track down the rest of their units. And we carpet siege them down. So we have the plundering of Healthy. So we want to plunder everything, which is spending mill points, each building to be destroyed for 20... Ooh, wow. Okay. They lose population, and we possibly gain money, or take what we can carry and leave, which is basically just scorches the province for a bit, and we get some money, or we don't have time for this. I think I'll spend the money, or spend the points, because it gives us a 10% chance of 10 ducats, or 25% chance of 10 ducats, which is pretty good. And we got 8 by the looks of it, so fine with me. Alright, well, I'm pretty sure I just got trolled. This siege took 856 days, but what I'm going to do here, we have 1 slot for a vassal, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate piece these guys out and force religion on them, so they'll be the same religion, so I don't have to do it through, you know, admin actions, and we're going to do the same thing with these guys, and take all of his money, of course. So now we have 2 vassals, and they're going to be disloyal, but more importantly, they're going to pay me monies once they are loyal. And then another thing, while I'm here, these guys had just broken free from their former overlords. So what I'd like to do is get over here and do some conquest. Take some clay for myself, right? Because we are the Romans. They have no allies, so might as well do a border conquest here. And head on in and annex them. Liberate them, I mean. That's how we need to do it. We need to liberate them. And so I should explain that these vassals are not going to be the same vassals that you would expect from vanilla EU4. These guys are semi-autonomous, half-autonomous vassals. So what is happening is when they are loyal, they will pay me taxes, I will protect them, but they will not come to my aid in war. So that's how that works. This night, one of the leading generals of our army was assassinated by one of his own officers. We do not know the reason for this action, but everyone agrees that the murder must be captured and executed. So it looks like our general here, we either lose a stability or lose army professionalism. That's unfortunate. That's definitely unfortunate. So I think, will this give us professionalism? It will. So what I'm going to do here, recruit one to replace him who's actually even better, and then we're going to slacken our recruiting standards. That way we can have the manpower, since we were going to lose it anyways. And then we go. And because of one of our estates here... never mind. We're good. So let's give him here. And yeah, unfortunate, but I like these flavor events. I know a lot of people understand that the Roman Empire was very full of intrigue and, intricate web weaving if you're a CK person. So yeah, lots of craziness going on, especially through the flavor events. I'm a big fan. So with both of our vassals loyal, we are now making almost, I don't know, 3/4 of a ducat a month just from having them. They can afford us an advisor here. And so we're behind on admin. As you can see, our institutions, this institution screen is quite janky. It's the same one that they had before these new devs picked it up. So it's just going to take some time. It just needs a little bit of extra love, that's all. But coinage is going to be one of those ones where it's going to take us a while. It either has to spread to us, 10 trade power in any trade node province with this institution. Gold or silver or friendly nearby province has it. So if you take a look at where we're at here, this is a mess, right? So coinage, 0%. If we go over here and say, who's got coinage? Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's this thing's really big. But it's mostly over here in Greece. It looks like it's in the south of Italy, down in Magna Graecia. So essentially, we'll be able to get it. We just got to wait it out. 50% tech cost is expensive, but it's not a huge deal. 25 from coinage and then 1% from everything else, apparently. So our roads are finished down here, so we get one commoner population. I'm curious what exactly that does. So it gives us yearly tax income of 0.125, I assume. Goods produced, local trade power, culture conversion, supply limit. So if we click that button there, right here, it doesn't look like it went up. Oh, each level giving, okay, so it gives us an additional 0.25. So that's pretty good. That's definitely pretty good. We have all level 1 advisors right now, and we're doing pretty good. I think it's about time we start to push towards the conquest of, or what is this word? The conquest of Campania. So, Pompeii and Nuceria are down here. I'm not too worried about them. As long as I can wipe out Capua's army, I think we're good. We'll go with the Conquest because it's the cheaper land grab. They're hurting my navy. Oh, my ship did that thing where they suicide after they lose a battle for no reason. This is good because I'll actually get a reinforcement tick here. Beautiful. So these guys are not in this war. I don't know why they're marching over here. I think maybe they were coming over to defend my lands, possibly. I'm not exactly sure. I'll take this tech since it's a 5% discount. And we're actually getting close to some more cavalry fire and shock damage, which would be really nice. When we take a look at tech, we're on mill 2, they're on mill 2, and everyone over here is also on mill 2. So we'll be on mill 3. We will have the advantage. So our numbers are roughly even. And all we need to do is head on down here. Hopefully catch them out in provinces that are not ideal for them. This is fine. As long as they don't reinforce, which it looks like they will, but they'll be late to reinforce. So we should be able to kick their butts. They're heading over to Campia, or however it's pronounced. Should be a wipe. Very good. And they now no longer have any units. So this seems like a really good flavor event here. Service Tillis, military reform, part of the census. So for 50 mil points for the rest of the game, we get national modifier, manpower modifier, infantry cost, and skirmisher cost at the cost of cavalry to infantry ratio, which is fine because infantry is super cheap compared to cav anyway. So I think we do that, no problem. All right, it is time to integrate these two guys. The issue is that I will not have a land connection over there. This guy, sadly, has a very large amount of friends to help him if I were to attack. So, looks like we're not going to have a land connection to Pompeii. I think I'm okay with it for now. We can handle the rebels if they come. I will also increase the autonomy there to decrease the chances of rebels. Same thing over here. We're not getting hardly anything from the land anyways, so there's nothing wrong with just sitting on it for now. Let's rival Neapolis. And we'll just have our armies kind of stand in here. We're going to end up having rebels. There's almost nothing I can do about it. You just got to wait it out and prevent them if we can. If at all possible, we want to prevent them. Looks like we also have another government reform, so we can focus on trade, artisans, taxes, or agriculture. I think taxes is going to be best because we do have a couple of vassals, so income from vassals plus 50% is going to be pretty significant. It's going to raise our income up from 0.47 up to what? Oh, wow. What? That's like 1.2 ducats a month? Okay, well, that is significant, as a mathematician would call it. Statistically significant. So we can afford it, and I think it's about time. We built a citadel on Roma, so Rome shall not be sacked. Unfortunately, it does show that these guys would be joining. They will not. My vassals will not be joined. I was talking to the devs about this. I'm not really sure if they're going to be able to remove that, but keep in mind that if somebody is a semi-autonomous or half autonomous vassal, they will not be joining your call to arms. They won't do it. So only count your own numbers or people that you're going to be calling in directly. That's the only people you can call in. We're going to go for his capital here. This will allow us to connect up our lands over here, which is going to be all around really good for us. Let's head over and wipe out as many of these stacks as we can. So the question is do we take everything? I lean towards yes. As long as we're not getting any coalitions, I don't really see any reason to worry about it. The only issue is that these guys down here are going to be a little irritating because they're going to have high enthusiasm, so we're just going to have to wait until they're willing to peace out, I assume. And there we go. Cool. So we can also take their money. Why not? Welcome to the Roman Empire, or the beginning of the Roman Empire. Not bad. All right, so one thing you can do is I can upgrade these guys to make them non-autonomous at the cost of 100 Diplo once you have 150 relations with them, which I believe means that they will now be joining me in wars? I might be wrong. I desperately want to get my force limit up, and it has been such a pain because a lot of these provinces I'm raising the autonomy because I don't want to fight the rebels, but it looks like we have to fight plenty of rebels anyways, so that's basically what I've been doing for the last probably 5 years or so in the game. It's just sitting here waiting out. But I'm thinking it's probably just going to be this one-off video because I did want to really showcase it and, more importantly, bring awareness to the mod because this is a mod that I truly loved back in the day. And I'm really glad that some people have picked it back up and are continuing to carry the mantle, if you will, of this mod. So I will say that there's a couple of things that need to be changed around. I've talked to the devs and they said that a lot of the things that I have questions about that I've experienced just in this playthrough have already been patched for the update that is set to go live tomorrow. That is February 20th. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little showcase. This is how we've grown in about 30 years. As you can see, we are growing, we are growing, we are growing. We are almost a great power, not quite. Looks like these Chinese guys are too strong for us, but as you can see, Conquest comes pretty easy, and it's all about managing Hugbox alliances and stuff like that. Very fun game, very fun mod. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please do show your support, leave a like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Ding the bell, send you notifications when we upload. Check out the VODs channel linked in the description, as well as our Patreon and the Discord if you want to join that. Like I said, this mod, Imperium Universalis, is linked in the description, as well as the mod's Discord. If you have any questions, or you need any help with anything, make sure you hop in there, and I'm sure those friendly people over there will help you out. But that's all I got for you for today. This is Chewyshoot, and I'll catch you guys later. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Make sure you check out a couple of those videos linked on the right. Don't forget to subscribe, and a big special thanks to the February patrons of the month: Drunk Binary, Spartan Omega, Palmer, Bloodbound92, Devos Sander, Angelic, Fatman on Deck, Jay Eden, Jay Clampett, M. Dressel, Thara, Blonde Damon, Corbett, T. Jarden, Barkenglad, Natsuki, Disdain, Harry, Jay Cutshall, and Winkler, RJ Pilot, and Stolier. I appreciate your guys' support.